Hey, welcome back guys. In this video, we're going to be learning about page object model. We'll talk about what it is and what are some of the advantages of using page object model. And we will also implement page object model in our existing test. So let's get started. So page object model is a design pattern that makes it easier for us to maintain our code and reduce code duplication. So it allows you to abstract any page related information away from your actual test. So to put it simply, all the selectors we were using within our test, we can extract that away and put it in a separate file, which we can then reuse whenever we want. So some of the advantages of page object model are that it provides you with code separation. So like I said, it keeps your test and locators separate, and it makes your code clean and it's easier to understand and maintain. It also provides you with a single source or repository where you're storing your locators. So all your locators are stored in one place. So whenever you want to make a change, you just go to that repository and make that update over there, and it gets updated everywhere else. So your tests become short and optimized, and we can reuse our page object methods. And then it also improves the readability significantly and makes it easier for the new team members to start writing tests by following existing structure. Alright, so let's head over to PyCharm and implement page object model for our existing test. Alright, so I'm back here in PyCharm, and over here we have created this test so far. So I'm on the test_home. So here we have some selectors that we have put in over here. So you can see this custom logo link, get started. And then we have some more over here, like right this one over here too. So the first thing we're going to do we're going to extract the selectors and put them in a separate class. And then we're going to reuse that over here so that we're calling it directly from that class instead of hard coding it over here. So the very first thing we're going to do is create a new Python package and call that one page objects. So I'm going to do right click here and do new and create a Python package. And I will need this one page_objects. Okay, so it's added over here. And from here, I'm going to create my new file, which is going to be a Python file, and I will name this one home_page. So we're creating our home page class, and we're going to be storing all our selectors over there in that home page class. So we're going to create a new class, and we will call this one homepage. And now over here, we can start storing our selectors. The first one that we need to store, if you can come over here, is our test_homepage. We're using this thing right here. So this is where I'm setting our logo. So this is my logo link. So I will add that over here. I'm going to do logo_icon. So I'm creating a new variable, and that in that variable, we're going to store this selector. I'm just going to copy this and paste it over here. So that's my first one. I'm going to do the same for the other ones too. Okay, so we have added all our selectors over here. Now, just by doing this, we can go ahead and actually implement page object model. So what we just did, we created a new page and we stored all the selectors and locators over here. So now what we can do is we can import homepage class over here and start using all the selectors that we have stored over here. So we can do that by doing from page objects dot homepage import homepage. So we are going to the page object directory. From there, we're selecting our homepage file, and then we're importing the homepage class, which was what we named over here. So then we're going to take this homepage and start replacing our selectors right over here. So I'm going to do homepage dot, this is my logo icon. So I'm going to change this over here. Same thing. I'm going to do this for this H1. So that's homepage dot heading. This one is changed, and I will do the same thing over here. So this is homepage dot, what was this, copyright. And change that here. Let's see if I missed anything. Oh yeah, I missed this one. I'm going to do homepage.getStarted button and then change this as well. And then the last one right over here. So this is my homepage.menu links. Okay, so just by doing this, the advantage we have now is that we have stored all the selectors in one place, which is right over here. So the advantage of this is, let's say if in future one of these selectors changes, instead of let's say this class, someone implements another new class, and we need to change that logo icon class. So rather than going one by one in each test and figuring out where have you actually used that logo icon selector, you can directly come to the home page, and then here you can simply change it to the new selector. And the moment you do that, wherever you have used this logo icon by the help of homepage class, that will actually get updated automatically. So you're not coming in here and actually changing your test. Rather, you're going to your repository, which is your page object repository, and then you're making the change over there. So this makes your code really reusable, and actually it makes it even more optimized because you're not going ahead and making hundreds of changes, rather one change that is getting implemented in 100 different places. So I know right now it seems small, but just imagine when you're working with multiple files, So you have your files, let's say tens of hundreds of files, and you have implemented all the selectors everywhere. Then when you actually make these kind of changes, it becomes pretty significant. That's why having this page object really helps you optimize your test. Alright, so far we have actually used our homepage class to store all our selectors. Another thing that we can do over here is actually start storing some methods. So basically some helper method that is specific to the homepage class. So to give you an example, if you go over to this test_home file, and if I open up the setup right here, you can see we have this open homepage. So we are opening our homepage. So instead of, let's say, hard coding this over here, what I can do is create a new method for this. So I can come in here and I can do def open page. Then I will do self.open. And then here I will pass in the actual URL. So I will copy that right over here and then paste that right here. Now I can go to my test_home, and over here, instead of doing self_open, I can do homepage.open page. I can do this. So this will essentially do the same thing and it will open up my homepage. So let's try to run this and see if this works for us. So there you go, our test is actually passing. So it's actually going in and opening the page by just using that homepage.open page, which basically opens up this page right over here. Now, one thing I forgot to mention was I actually didn't add this self parameter before, so I added that afterwards. So I added this self parameter and then I ran the test. And the reason for that is because our open home page actually takes in the self parameter. Now, in order to avoid this, if we don't need to pass in the self parameter again, what we can instead do is we can import the base case class over here. So the thing that we were doing right over here, I can just copy this entire thing, paste it here. And then I will, in my home page, I will pass this our base case class like this. So this way, the advantage we get is I can come in here and get rid of this base case here and then just say use my home page. So now we're inheriting home page and then home page inherits our base case class. And then what I can do is I can replace homepage.openPage to self.openPage. And this would do the same thing if we run a test. So personally to me, this looks a little bit more cleaner. So we'll stick with this option. So what we just did is we actually moved our base case class to our homepage and then we actually inheriting that over here. And then instead of inheriting base case class in our home test, we're inheriting the homepage class. So what else we can do? So well, another thing we can do is, let's say if you want to move this entire login thing over there, I can just copy this entire thing. I can create a new method, call this one login. And then here I can paste the entire thing. Now this is doing all of these things over here. Now ideally what you would want to do is all the selectors that you're using over here, you should do the same thing, create a variable for those one, and you need to pass that over here. So to give example, we would do this. I would do username equals, and then create that right here, username. And then I can just do, let's say over here, myself dot like this. And then it will do this. And same thing you can do for password and this button and basically everything else over here. Now I can go to my test and get rid of all of this and just do self.login. And this would actually do my login right here. So if you can notice how clean this looks, we are just doing self.login, self.openPage, and everything else is basically taken care of by our test right over here. But yeah, to make this even more cleaner, you would ideally want to create a new helper method and store your login over there and then call that directly in your actual test_home, or maybe call that in your login over here and then reuse that in your actual test file right here. Now there are multiple ways of how you'd want to implement this and you can keep optimizing your framework, whichever way you prefer better. But I think for now, just for demonstration purposes, like I said, I think this is good enough. Okay, so just to make sure everything is working, let's run our test again and see if it works for us. Okay, so there you go. We ran this again and our test successfully passed. So to quickly review, what we did was we created a new page object directory, and in that we created our homepage class where we stored all our selectors right over here, and then we reused them in our test. And after that, we also created our helper methods, which was our open page and login method over here. You can do the same thing for your teardown as well. You can basically store the logout that we did over here, store that in your actual test, like over here, and then you can call it by doing self.logout. So give this one a shot. You can actually go ahead and actually implement the same thing for test_contact as well as test_upload. So create two new page object files, call this one, let's say contact page, second one call it an upload page, and store all the helper selectors that we're doing over here, as well as any helper method you want to put in. you can put that in your new page object class. So that's it for this video, guys. If you enjoyed this video, remember to smash that like button and subscribe to my channel if you want to see more content like this. And don't forget to hit that bell icon. Also, you can go to automationbro.com and subscribe to my mailing list to get notified of all my new blogs as well as contents that I put out every week. So that's it for this video, guys. I will see you all in the next one.